Macca's Burgers ever. We're going to get that dog doing some more stuff. We're going to put that dog, put him behind the wheel of a car, see what happens.
Just felt like a real chill life. You know, Bailey just kind of waddled around real aimlessly. I think giving some purpose, maybe not driving a car, but some purpose would be pretty fun.
I'm a little disturbed by, it's kind of like watching a snake move when the GoPro is attached to the body and moves with it. Like, the neck of a dog is a disturbing thing when you watch it for 2.5 minutes.
I think you also learnt what it looks like to see the bottom of your neck when
not
you got the dog's point of view.
It's not good. Yeah, it's not good. Put that down. All right. 2 decisive games, I guess we would say, to start off the evening. Like, we're certainly not fooling around tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Mammoth just embarrassed Order. Order got 2 sideline turrets for the whole game. They were the only 2 objectives, and they were when Mammoth were breaking the base twice. So, you can't even really say that they were 2 proactive objectives taken from Order. So I really like their draft. They seem to have a really good idea about how they want to play this patch. I think the flexibility between Triple and Fudge really came out this game because you would normally expect the Vladimir to go top. And I think that, just overall, really, really great performance from Mammoth. But Order, were just missing in action from minute number 1.
Yeah, it really felt like Order were halfway there, right? Like, they were doing some things well. You know, we spoke about on the cast, Spooks was active, but active wasn't proactive getting kills. They were just doing things, because they have to. That's how it felt.
And I guess the really disappointing thing, right, is you pick Renekton, so you generate side lane pressure. To be able to do that into both Silas and Vladimir, at some point you have to buy an Executioner's Calling. It's 800 gold to win the lane, and not able to do that because you know team fights are around the corner. You know that every piece of gold you need probably needs to be MR at that point. You need to be able to frontline. You need to be tanky.
Yeah.
So they're just they're removing options from themselves because of how poorly they're playing the early game. So I mean that's just something that it's not one person's fault. Jake had a couple of really bad deaths in this game, but Swiffer had to flash away from a Silas that had already had his flash burnt. Gonna have to go back and see how that happened because it happened on a dragon rotation. But 2 dragons started up, not able to complete. Rift Herald started up. Just lots of things going wrong for Order in that game. And I always say this about Mammoth. They're the one team that just let you, they give you the rope.
Yeah.
They just keep feeding it to you. Take more map control. Eventually you're going to make a mistake. And we're just got good enough players and good enough control to be able to punish you so hard for that. We did 9,000 health of their Rift Herald for us. And then they took 3 turret plates with our Rift Herald, right?
Yeah.
Just because of Jake botching a dive bottom lane.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, and it's not just them as well, right? Bombers did a very similar thing today in terms of how they're going to play. I wouldn't be shocked to see the 3rd game go in a similar direction with how the meta has slowed down. It's Chiefs and Legacy, I believe, as well. So, we could have a whole day of this type of League of Legends with just commanding victories with the smallest of leads.
There's something to be said for that being exciting. But speaking of doing things poorly, budget cosplay. We want to see yours. Make sure you're doing it now.
Budget doesn't mean bad.
No, but budget, you're right. Budget means creative, but also budget, I mean, I'm looking at the pictures now and I'm saying, no, budget does mean bad. Budget does. Budget means creative, on a shoestring, using your imagination, making us laugh. It's all good stuff. Please send in your budget cosplay. We have 4 HyperX headsets to give away to our 4 favorites. 4 times the amount of winning that you could see tomorrow.
Absolutely, which means everyone but me is going to pick one. Because I don't have favorites.
You don't have favorites? You pretend to be dead inside, but I know it's not true. All right. Most likelies. You can, by all means. I feel like I know the answer to this. Who's most likely to get tilted playing a video game?
We don't even need the graphic to come up
We'll
with this.
wait for the graphic to come away. So we reckon that. And what does the desk say?
Come on.
They're pointing
Yeah.
They're pointing through the corridors of the massive network of broadcast facility we work in.
Why do you have so many anger issues?
I actually don't know. I think I'm quite a happy-go-lucky person.
Yep.
I don't know where to go with this. Do you know what? I say this all the time.
Yeah.
That's how I know that I love Jenna. Because Jenna is the only person in the entire world that makes me calm down and put things in perspective.
Yeah. So it's like Jenna and then me.
Exactly. Jenna than you. But I don't know. I get very angry. For those that don't know, I don't type in video games very much. But if I'm in TeamSpeak or Discord with people, I get pretty angry during video games.
If Jake was a streamer, he wouldn't have a Twitch channel.
Yeah, it would be removed.
I mean, the chat is all saying it's you. I feel.
Come on, chat.
I think I know why.
Why?
it became very apparent when last week we were playing the headphone game, and as soon as you realize I can't hear what Rusty's saying, which is the whole mechanic
Premise
of the game,
yep.
your eyes changed in a fundamental way, and I think it's
Yeah,
because,
I nearly broke that headset as well.
yeah, you were not happy playing that game. It made the rest of us very happy. You are someone who loves not being in control, but having control, like knowing your place within
Correct.
a broader thing.
That's why I
So
play
then-
single-player games.
Yeah, and so then when something goes out of your hands, then that's when you go, I feel like fundamentally you're like, I don't know how to deal with this from a core level. It's not anger issues. It's like, this is confusing to you.
Yeah,
We're
look,
going
Nick, I think it's from the time that when I was 6 years old,
Yep.
I went camping with my father. No, I legitimately don't know the reason for this, but like you're right. When I play team-based games, and it's so funny because I played team sports my whole life. I play basketball, play football, everything. I'm not like that in real life.
No.
I'm a role player in every sport I play.
Yeah.
Like I'm a defensive shooting guard in basketball, right? Like very good defensive player, like jack up threes. That's all I used to do. Like no offense went through me or anything. I was really happy playing basketball. But as soon as League of Legends happens, like if like I gank a lane and my laner dies, like in a 2v1 or something like that,
Which
I crash.
can I just say as well? What is your champion pool? Because I feel like you still pick defensive.
Well, it's because like
3-point shooters.
yeah,
in
I do actually like that's a really good point. Like when I'm not hard trolling, I do like to play things like Alistar, Braum, like
Malphite.
Malphite. I play tank top laners. I play a lot of Maokai. When I used to jungle, I played like pretty much exclusively like Gragas. Like Lee Sin's a little bit different, but back then he was like Sightstone Lee Sin, so I
Yeah.
used to play a lot of that. So I do play very supportive champions as well, which might explain why I hate my teammates because you just can't carry. But yeah,
It's just too real.
it's
It's all too real. It's nice to have a unanimous one. That was
good. I felt the support and love in the room.
Yeah.
opposite
Who's most likely to get arrested?
I'm gonna say not me.
No, I don't reckon it's
It
you.
is definitely Nick Boy.
Really?
Yeah, you would do just like some questionable crap that like out of everyone in the room, I'm not saying arrested. None of
Banjo's
us are
gonna
gonna
vomit
murder
on a
someone.
lady and you're gonna go to jail for it.
It's true.
Yeah, none of us are committing hard crimes.
No, I reckon
don't
it's
think,
Bryce.
But you're gonna do just some dumb shit. And
Yep.
Yeah, you're gonna end
I
up
reckon
in a
it's
cell.
Bryce or Pulse. I got two reasons for this, right? Pulse travels the most.
Oh,
So he's going
like,
to be one of those
international
people that is
crimes.
like internationally incarcerated for maybe something he didn't do.
Do you reckon it's something like, oh, I didn't realize that like this kind of
Yeah,
noodle
I
was
could have bring
illegal in this
ramen back
country?
into yeah.
Yeah.
And Bryce travels a lot between Sydney and Canberra. I reckon one day he's going to be in a little bit of a rush. He's going to think, you know what, an extra $5, it doesn't hurt anyone. But Bryce, wipe off $5. Their road tolls are really high at the moment.
This is too
and
dark.
the sneaky officer
Yep.
is going to be waiting on a knoll in Canberra somewhere. And yeah, just going to get him. And then Bryce going to try and talk his way out of it, as he does all things.
Yeah.
And he's going to end up in
Much
jail
worse.
for trying to talk himself out of
He's
it.
going to make it
Except
much
I don't
worse.
leave the house. It can't be me.
It can't be you. What do you reckon?
I do think it might be Bryce. And the reason I think that is like everyone has strong opinions in this room, but only one of us will say to the other one, no, that's wrong.
Yeah.
And I think that'll be the reason for
Yeah,
something
right.
unbeknown to me right now that'll get him done.
That's interesting. I could see a streak in Bryce where he has a problem with authority, and it is the authority who arrests.
I agree, because we all know that on the broadcast there is an ultimate authority, which is me. And Bryce seems to have a big problem with me.
Yep.
Like, look, he's already just staring at me from across the room.
Okay. I can back the Bryce pick for that reason. Though Bryce, there is some truth in what you said about me, because I am actually a total stickler for the rules. Like I try to live a very good life. I try to be a very good person. But I am also someone who, in a professional capacity, when when things are widened a little bit, like say the OPL, I could just do something because it's like, this will be funny. And then it'll be like a player interview, I'm chatting and stuff, and then I'm like, and then I just stab him. And it's just like,
That is the-
why did you do that? It's like, because it would be a laugh.
That's the most backwards. That you're not like a closet freak. It's like you're a closet human being
Totally.
and professionally just a nuisance.
That's-
How does that make sense?
That's very true. Thank you for clarifying that. Who's more likely to get food poisoning from bad chicken?
Bryce.
God damn it.
I think there's two of us in this room that are entirely exempt to the food poisoning, as we have iron stomachs from China.
Yep.
So
You and me.
yeah, us two.
Yep.
Which,
Um,
I lived in Malaysia and traveled around Southeast Asia for 4 years growing up. My stomach should be good.
That's the first time I've ever heard you bring up that you grew up in a Southeast Asian country.
Oh,
I did
wow.
not know that fact
Thanks.
about you.
Yeah, thanks, Jay. It's cool.
How young were you there again?
Oh,
like that was
well,
like relatively.
I
young.
forget what age. It was like year 7 to like year
Oh
11.
no, okay, so it's like teenage years.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're eating proper food.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah,
Like you're not,
I'm not
just
a child,
on
I'm
like
not an infant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, good.
but I just got boomed anyway. It didn't do me any good.
I found out the fact when you got food poisoning.
Yes. God, it was the worst.
I reckon it's Bryce because it happened to him, but also because he is also someone. And correct me if I'm wrong. I get the impression we'll kind of just eat anything if it's there, and that's been like you bought one of those like terrible buy from the supermarket massive butter chicken, like man-sized butter chicken.
I actually okay. I'm gonna take a minute to tell this story because
Please.
it gets even funnier. So like I got dinner to like heat up for the broadcast like before I was going on camera, and I got like a butter chicken like microwave meal because I was like that's kind of as basic as you can get. And then there were a couple of different options, and it was like, oh yeah, let's get like there was like a man-sized brand, and I was like, okay, like that's a bit of a meme, but like it's a big meal, and I like that. That's a good time. And then I had to chuck it on my invoice for like a reimbursement, and it cut on the receipt. But like I reimbursed Riot Games Oceania for a 480 gram man-sized bun, and it just cut off there. Oh, it was so good. It was so funny. Oh my lord.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
And did you get food poisoning from that man-sized butt?
No,
No.
no.
All right. Well, that's a
The
surprise.
fried chicken.
Yeah. Okay. Good story. So that was 1 Jake, 2 Bryce.
Yeah.
Rusty,
Yeah.
you seem to have escaped all. You're just like,
Am
and
I
I
the
mean this
most
with love,
likely to do
middle of the
anything?
road. Most likely to not do anything. Is that
Most
what you
likely to go rock climbing? Probably you.
Yeah, it'd be me. You have
Most
a fear with
likely to
heights.
take a selfie at the gym? Probably
Oh, that's
you.
absolutely me. How do you know if you've gone to the gym if you didn't take a selfie?
I was. That's how you know I'm not going to the gym because I've stopped taking the selfies.
I was also most likely to take a morning selfie for Spawn to let him know I was awake.
Yep,
on
that was
Snapchat.
true. Correct.
That's very wholesome, isn't it?
Yeah.
Didn't you live together?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
lived
we lived
together.
2 rooms away from each other though. Proscurin got in between us.
Yeah.
Couldn't you have just shouted out?
Yell, I'm awake, Frost's right there.
Was it like that you guys were going to go have breakfast, or this was just like you want to make sure that you wake up?
So
in the
we had a
morning?
really good house. I don't know whether many people know this, but we lived in like Forest Lodge, which is maybe like a 15-minute walk up the road from
Yeah.
where we work at Riot.
Nice
and,
spot.
really like near the tram sheds, and also like on the Glebe Street.
Lots of funky cafes and restaurants.
Yeah, lots of
Yeah.
funky cafes and restaurants. And that was kind of the thing. Like you would wake up before you went into work and like we would either Uber in together or walk in or get like takeaway coffees and the bacon and egg rolls, which were like literally $9 for a
Yeah.
coffee and a bacon and egg roll across the road. It was a real wholesome environment.
That's like a good time, and now we're sitting here, and Bryce is charging $13 for a butt. It just doesn't make any sense. All right, speaking of not making sense, Legacy versus Chiefs. How's this one going to turn out? I have a suspicion.
You have a suspicion?
Well, like if today is anything to go
Yeah.
by, we'll
Yeah.
see like a 9-minute game in favor of the Chiefs.
What do you think?
Well, first things first, they're playing both Thien and Swiper. So Claire isn't playing. So you can see Thien sitting there in the middle chair right now. Top laners have been buffed on this patch, so things like Riven, Renekton, Rumble can be played mid lane. And I have a sneaking suspicion that the Chiefs might have done the do-si-do. And I'm going to say this without any prior knowledge. I haven't been in the house to watch scrims this week,
Okay.
right? So, but I would assume whoever is sitting in the top lane position is not playing top
Is
lane.
mid?
Yes. Because that's what I would do. If I had a plan where, we're going to play Sully and Spooks and one of them was going to play like mid lane,
yeah.
I would put the person that's playing mid lane in the jungle role. I would not put them in the mid lane role.
Well, as someone that has done that this split, I agree.
Yep.
We had 3 off rolls, so they're all mixing it up. But yeah, that's an interesting one to me because that, like, Claire is just a good player. It could exist on the league. And we've seen in the LPL, like in the Chinese league, 2 mid laners playing instead of 2 top laners. So,
Ooh.
like, this is very curious for me to see where they go. Is it like a first pick Renekton and just what are you going to do? You
Well,
know, like,
are they on blue side or red side? Is it Legacy versus Chiefs or is it Chiefs versus Legacy?
It's the Legacy versus Chiefs.
Okay, so
Red side.
I was going to say maybe it's the first pick Rumble away.
Yeah.
That can be played in both roles. We've actually seen that a lot in China starting to be played mid lane.
Yep.
So yeah, maybe it is first pick Renekton that now has the shield cut. So it actually is a good match. So Renekton beat Rumble.
Yeah.
And then Rumble got a little bit of extra more power on his shield. And then Rumble beat Renekton. and now the shield cuts in, and now Renekton beats Rumble again.
Yeah.
So the circle of life has finished itself. So maybe it is that Renekton counterpick and just chase it around the map.
You can't blind pick Camille either. There's so many less options against the Renekton.
Correct.
All right, well, let's not wait anymore. Let's jump into it with game number 3 for the night. It is Legacy versus Chiefs, and it's the Macca's Champ Select.
Thank you, Nick Boy, and we're back for some millennial casting.
I really like that.
The millennial.
I now have a
casters.
friend. I mean, like I believe Zach is also our age, and there is just 2 older men on the broadcast. But then they
And then there's us.
kind of when they're both on the couch and they're trying to speak over me, but I
Yeah,
have
but
the
we have the
microphone that is
microphone, so-
currently hot.
Yep.
When they sit on the couch, the average age just just zooms upwards, and then we're just left over here.
Do you have the stats for that? Because I know you are the stat sheet goblin.
I don't.
Can you break that down
I
real
do
quick?
not creepily have everyone's age in a spreadsheet. That would be definitely behavior
we
that ends in jail.
We can guess, right? Probably
I don't think
born
we
in-
should do that.
What?
I don't think we should do that. Let's move on to the game of League of Legends.
Yeah, we have Legacy and the Chiefs opening up here with Legacy still 1-11 and 9-3 for the Chiefs so far. So yeah, Legacy. We were having a conversation a couple of weeks ago. It's like halfway through the split. Is this the turnaround that the point where Legacy can start finding wins and turn everything around? And I would say better performances from Legacy for sure.
Yeah, better performances, but it is like a 0-2 week that they are coming off. So
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah, they
but
didn't get the victories.
Not finding the wins.
Yeah, which is kind of the all-important thing. And it's kind of interesting to take the conversation they were having on the couch a little bit further. The man on your screen right now, Yes coming in, is in place of Claire. And it's kind of curious, because looking at the Chiefs socials, like, before the game today, they're like, yes, we're playing TN, we're playing Swiper, both top laners coming in. They kind of hinted to the meta shifting, the rise of Kled coming out of basic obscurity. Swiper was the only guy that was playing him before this patch. Now I expect other top laners are spamming, but top laners have been buffed in a sense, and it could just be a meta read, let's put in TN and allow for like a more flexible roster. That would make sense in isolation in and of itself, right? Claire has been a very good player, but I feel like in recent weeks has been struggling a little bit. I remember like a couple of laning phases going pretty poorly very quickly there, and Chiefs, I mean, in their victory over Order, right? That was like a disastrous early game from them, and they're eventually able to scrounge it back. So it is kind of curious, and we haven't been given all the answers, so not sure which coach we're getting the interview with, but I'd be super curious as to like the reasons why they're actually bringing in this roster here versus Legacy.
Yeah, absolutely. Is it because it is against Legacy right here, right? Let's see if this works. We're like coming towards the end of the split. Is this something that we can theoretically swing? Oh wow! Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So there was just a hover there, like over Alawi on Legacy. They swapped to Lux, and then Chiefs just first picked Rumble. The only Rumbles that we've really seen have been from Legacy after they came back from their Korean bootcamp.
Yeah, 100%. And the couch alluded to it. Swiper plays that one, can definitely flex into the mid lane if they do want to go for that role switch up. But given that it was the first ban away of the Renekton, that would be the expected counter as we kind of saw. So this is going to be a huge takeaway, and Legacy has been playing that a bunch recently in both lanes, right? Chaz has played it in the mid lane. Paprise has just blind picked it in the top side. So it's super curious that Chiefs have such a high priority on it here. The Nautilus lock-in also was instant. You still do have like the Lux matchup potentially there that can be flexed around, but given the Pike lock-in, this is a spicy bottom side of the map.
This is a spicy meatball, one might say. So Camille and Pike locked in. I mean, we could see, like Pike top lane. Camille also like potential top lane. I didn't know if you were reaching for the remote or the cookie. It was the remote, ladies and gentlemen. And the Chiefs locking in Lucian right here as well.
Yeah, so very aggressive stuff on the bottom side of the map for the Chiefs. Raze and Ale are just cementing their matchup. Talking about Pike for a little bit, got changed on this patch. Snowball's just much harder than he used to. Just got given a bunch of extra gold, right? Like your cuts going to himself, going to his allies, just going all over the place. It is a little bit more punishing now if you do miss your reset. You land the ulti, it does 50% less damage if you don't actually connect on the execute. But Pike was somewhat rising in popularity already, and this is obviously a prepared strategy here from Legacy, right? Like, you expect the Nautilus response to a Lux. That has happened for countless weeks in the OPL. That isn't really a fancy play there, but taking that extra step, they wanted this Pike matchup. They will be able to get it here, so yeah, see what they can do on the bottom side of the map here in the hands of Crazy.
Yeah, I might be off the mark, but it feels like Legacy have always come in with like a plan into Champions League. And that's not to say that like other teams don't, but it's like this is what we would like to run today, and we're like let's try and like not force it, but like semi-force it, right? So yeah, we'll see if this bet also works out for them. Rek'Sai, Hecarim ban, Irelia also coming out here as well.
Yeah.
So Chiefs probably knowing something that we don't.
Yeah, Hecarim is an interesting one. Maybe a bit of a Guts specialty there. Rek'Sai has been Guts' best champion in recent weeks. There was that one game where he, like, I think it was 3 ultis in a row. He was like, he was going the full screen distance across all over the place, just sniping off the backliners. And yeah, removing a champion like that can open up the early game. You do have that tremor sense to kind of cheat vision around it. When you do have a composition like this, you've already locked in the pike. You want to open up the map. You want to get rolling. You want to move around and look for those picks. So banning that away here for the Chiefs does make sense. Neither team has locked in their jungler as of yet, though, so some choices to be made.
Yeah, we're just cycling through a lot of fun champions that I would love to see, but it will be Lee Sin in the end here for the Chiefs, throwing that one into the jungle. So we are just looking for another solo laner to finish us off, unless it's going to be AP Nautilus mid lane, which I saw the other day from...
Let me guess. Doinby?
Oh, yes, it was Doinby.
Oh, fancy that.
Yep.
I haven't even seen the game. It's
No.
just, if that, like, you know what I mean? It's like LPL enthusiast is like, hey, do you know what they played in mid lane this week? Well, I wonder who it could be.
I wonder what Doinby played in mid lane. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going back to old school jungle matchups though. Lee Sin, kind of a jack of all trades here. Elise, though, is something Guts has played in the much earlier weeks of the OPL, in all honesty. In recent times, a little bit less, but that is an old-school matchup, right? If you land the Cocoon, very easy to take him down. So is one we've seen before. Aatrox, okay. So he got a bunch of changes, and I think they were very contentious this patch. Coming in, you see Reddit's reactions, Twitter's reactions all over the place. Like, he lost his revive.
Extreme, you know,
man,
in every sense.
this guy is just hot trash, but... in all other respects than the revive, got a stat bonus.
Yep.
So he's just a little bit stronger at doing everything he could previously, but that is a Riven.
That is a Riven, Egem.
And let me tell you right now, that is definitely not going to be in the hands of Swiper. Okay.
Wow, all right. So was this the plan the whole time? Bring in Tien because the potential chance of Riven? Maybe.
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 I feel like Tien, Riven player. Claire, not Riven player. Swiper, not Riven player as well. So there's only one man on the Chiefs roster that could play it. He's going to be the man in the mid lane. And is this the matchups they're going for? Yes, it is going to be cemented. I was curious if it is like the Rumble into the mid lane and then Riven has more space to play with. But you would expect into the Camille, you would have so much more kill threat. Camille in the mid lane has less room to play with realistically, less walls to play around, so it loses a bit of that safety. And Riven, by all respects, should be a very good matchup here for the Chiefs.
Oh, wow, wow. It's, man, I feel like it's literally been years since I've casted a Riven game. You know? Like, we went through phases of Riven actually being, like, a pick that we would see pretty consistently. But, yeah, no. Yeah, Riven coming out here has always been a very... just a high skill cap champion, you know? Like, if you, that's like an understatement of the century, right? Like, it's the pick that you look at and you're like...
the premiere, I want to flex on you. Like, like I don't want to beat you. Like, I literally want to twerk on your laning phase and pick Riven.
All right, well, we have the man with arguably the best hair in the OPL. It's Bolt. How are you doing today?
Thank you very much. I'm doing well.
All right, talk to us about Riven. What's going on here?
Well, the end has been a Riven one trick for a season and a half. We picked him at the start of the year and it was still a Riven one trick. We've got him away from it a bit as we've taken him under our wing kinda, so we've expanded his champion pool, but he's always going to be a good Riven player no matter what. He still plays it in solo queues, so when it's a situation for it, it's a situation for it, and he'll take it.
Yeah, okay. And I want to ask you a little bit broader picture. I'm expecting a bit of a nothing response, but Tien coming in here, is this a specific against Legacy strategy, whether that means like how they play or just looking at their placement on the ladder, you can get away with it? Or is this like let's flex out our roster? We've been playing Cupcake, we've been playing like Claire Tien topside, Swiper, switch out. What are the answers here for the Chiefs?
There's definitely room to see this in the future.
Okay.
There's not much more I can say about why we're using against Legacy. You can sort of see that we're abusing our champion pools a little bit. Like we have kind of a double flex top mid here with Rumble Riven because both of them are top laners and both of them don't like they can play either lane, you know. So
hold on, you're telling me Swiper can play Riven?
Not a double flex in terms of champions.
Okay,
double flex in terms of lanes that they can walk to, which is what's happening here.
Ah, true, because it's not just like the champion flex, it's they can go all over the place. And okay, how's Claire feeling sitting behind the scenes? This is going to be the first time this split has set out for the OPL game coming into this one. What's that like for the man in the mid lane normally?
Seems like he's dealing with it pretty fine. The whole team wants to do everything we can to win. And I think expanding our roster like this gives us a lot of more options to use. So with rotating Thien and Swiper gives us a lot of options. Rotating Cupcake and Ayla gives us a lot of options because of champion pools. And for the same reason, Claire's not playing Rumble mid, you know? It's or Riven, but it just expands our draft potential.
And what is your opinion on coming into this new patch? You know, because I feel like we've had 3 games now, and I haven't seen anything wildly crazy coming out. You know, say as much as little as you want, but do you think there's going to have more implications down the line, or is not much going to change in terms of meta?
I don't think meta changes too much. I think there's a lot of nerfs, so champions just get weaker, but the nerfs didn't take any champions completely out of the game, so drafts are still kind of similar. It feels like the patch has been the same for so long because it's been a 3-week patch. So teams are sort of just adapting to the developing patch more so than adapting to the changes. That's why I see Sedge priority is kind of weird. Some teams internationally just ignoring it. Some teams are first picking Karthus in Korea. I don't know what's going on. It's rock paper scissors kind of. Teams know that teams are going to prioritize this, so there's something that beats it if you know they're going to prioritize it. But then if...
But knowing what they're going to prioritize is just a... It's
just
a dartboard.
Yeah,
well, okay, which one? What's it going to be?
For a week around there was everyone was first picking Sedge, so you could be okay, well, they're going to first pick Sedge. Let's just plan a Karthus draft a week and pick Karthus. So now it's well, a team's going to first pick Sedge, or they're just going to ignore it, or they're just going to start blinding Karthus. What's the go?
So it's just a big rabbit hole.
Yeah.
All right, well, yeah, thanks for joining us, and good luck.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, interesting stuff. The one thing we didn't talk about, we spent a little bit of time on draft, obviously talking to Vold as well, is the Lux Pike in the bottom side. Especially yesterday, casting the OCS tiebreakers, not a Premier League there, but saw a bunch of kill lanes. Now this is going to be in the hands of Praedyth. This is going to be a dive.
Oh yeah, Ayla already here starting it off with a staggering blow, and you can't escape from that one. First blood over to the Lee Sin, but last tower shot, you hate to see it. It will be a kill in return there for the Pike.
Yeah, 2 champions in the bottom lane, Morgana and Nautilus. If you try and buffer the Q through your flash, you just have a very, very bad time. And that's what happened there for Ayla. But they did get the successful first blood. TP is going to mean that Praedyth gets back, doesn't lose all too much of the wave. But given that during the fight some creeps die, during the death some creeps die, is roughly 10 behind. Swiper's been having a rough time, but this is going to be a gank in the mid lane.
Yes, it is. But there is a response from Only, and I feel like Guts has read this one, but he's immediately jumped on half health on the Elise so far. With the Flame Spitter into another kill there for Only. The Flash Tempest was key, and that will be 4 minutes in, 2 kills to the Chiefs.
Yeah, and think about the Chiefs' last couple of games. I'm highlighting the Order one specifically against a massive Yasuo comp. The things that won them that game was just instant decision-making, decisive stuff. Ayla died in the bottom lane. They genuinely botched a dive. He loses his life, walks immediately mid, and they counter gank. That would have been a 3 versus 2 if Legacy do continue that fight. They look for the 2v2. Surprise, there's a Nautilus. So this is just very quick play from the Chiefs, and capitalizing now. This is a Lee Sin sitting first blood on the bottom side, hasn't even reset, visits the mid lane. Swiper was by all rights getting pushed out. Some trades were not going his way, had gone for that recall, but this is just so much pressure now, even further being floated towards the bottom side of the map.
Yeah, this is just continuous from Lee Sin. Even stops the recall, seeing a potential opportunity into the bottom side, and you're right. Still pre-first recall, somehow that light binding connecting there onto Raze. Good block there by Ayla. Yeah. Fatty hitbox.
Yeah, done that twice now. Couldn't buffer his own flash, but Ayla can certainly buffer a pike hook, so gets himself to the safekeeping and is absolutely fine. Tien, interesting Riven skin choice, but finds himself between the Spider and the Aatrox.
Yeah, this is like the skin that I feel like nobody uses.
I feel like that's why you use it, right?
Yeah, right.
What is it?
To be a hipster.
It's exiled Riven. I know...
This one isn't exiled. This is like Blood Order or something. The exiled... oh, wait. Because there's Redeemed, which is basically Riven with a hood.
Is this not Riven with a hood? No, she's got a little helmet. Okay.
It's
whatever it is, it's one of the crappy ones. And I know there are...
the release skins.
Yeah, there are genuinely teams in the OPL. I've heard around the trappings that, you know what I mean? Like, there are teams that synergize, like, let's go all blue. Some just pick bad skins intentionally. Tien, though, looking for it, isn't going to find the mark.
Yeah, both junglers just kind of hovering around top side, but Ayla actually getting caught out on the top side of the map. Found himself here, half health, but looking to turn this one around with Swiper. Has a buff on the passive and Only turning around, but Chaz will get the kill right there. Now Swiper kind of caught in the middle of everybody, and that will be a double kill coming out for the Camille. Looking for the third right here. Jumps away. Chaz escaping. Crazy over the wall, following down. Another shutdown coming out there for the Elise. Disastrous there for the Chiefs.
Yeah, dangerous stuff happening in the Chiefs' topside jungle. Both supports actually went for a straight-up wander. Ayla, yes, has the boots, but Crazy just wanders up with absolutely nothing, and Legacy come up with a double kill onto the Camille. Super useful there. Guts also gets early involvement. That's Elise, a champion that you'd absolutely want that to happen in the early game. You'd need to be active and starting to get this ball rolling. So what looked like a very rough start to the game. Like, by all accounts, it was 4 minutes in. Their bottom lane had almost been dove twice. It's like, damn, this is not good territory. Flip side, they go top. They find the kills they needed, and now 4-2. Gold lead in their hands. Complete flip here for Legacy.
It felt like such a random fight. You know what I mean? Like, you almost never see a fight that's like people just getting to level 6 or like not even level 6. And then you have like jungle level 4, like mid lane level 6, the other person level 5. Like, it's such a mismatch of like, what are you actually bringing to the table here? One person has ultimate, no one else does. And you almost never see those fights. And it was like almost like, I don't know what the objective was. It was just like catching him in the enemy jungle and fighting him.
And well, the thing is, it's like not even catching him in the enemy jungle. Ayla got caught in his own jungle.
Yeah,
right. He walked to his Raptors, and it's one of those situations where, like, as you progress through the years of like League of Legends and what the meta means for support players, you just leave lane more and more. Like, leaving bottom side, going top side, and just looking to get a ward, a cheeky gank from the top side of mid to then just run back bot. That is a very standard play, but you don't expect to find champions in your Raptor camp. Ayla is sort of met in a situation where you could tell, literally, it's like, what is happening? Like, why are they here? There was a bit of surprise there. Happy feeding on multiple champions. You could see from Tien, do we commit to the fight? Do we not? And ultimately, they did get punished. Chiefs looking for a potential bot dive round number 3 almost, but not going to pull the trigger.
Kind of like breaking the rhythm, you know, of what you expect to be there. You know, we were talking about like Pavlov's ward on the crab. Like, that's Pavlov's roam, right? Like, towards top side.
Yeah, how the, like, no boots pike got to the enemy jungle before Ayla with boots got to his jungle. There's a weird one. This is
Tien with ultimate wind slash, so he's going to take him out now in a 1v1 Paprise. That's Q used. Tien getting his cooldowns back. One more on the broken wings. Tien has Valor. Yeah, we'll turn around with the tower right here. Dive, dodges out Q3, turns around, gets the stun. And Tien with a 1v2.
Yeah, picks the Riven and just styles on Paprise. I said it in Champ Select. Pick Riven if you're going to twerk on your opponent. The arms go up. That must feel good for the rookie here on the Chiefs. Straight up outplayed underneath the turret. 1v2, picks them both. That is just great League of Legends.
I mean, it is straight up skill. That cannot be understated. His bot lane being pressured out here, Crazy, looking for that Q, but in that interaction, you have so many buttons. Like, both players have so many options, so you can essentially do, like, anything you want. Like, in your mind's eye, you're like, I want to do this, and you have the ability to do so with those champions. And what Tien did there was just outplay both of those players 100%.
Yes. One shot's Guts on the Elise, and then think about all the abilities that come out of an Aatrox, right? Skill shots galore, and I say skill shots like kind of ish. He has the cones in front. But remember, Riven is sitting on 0 flash right now. So yes, Guts goes up, he gets one hit, but pay attention to how many abilities he really does realistically dodge out here. Ulti gets popped from Paprise, and it's like, do I commit to this one? Cancel the dash on this one, dashes through, shield procced, is able to dash over behind his opponent, gets around the other side, knocking him back towards the turret, stuns. Last auto attack, that's
almost like inconceivable to watch.
Honestly, like that's just sick. I like that. That feels good.
And when you get killed by that, you're just like, fair enough, man.
Like, very few League of Legends games, like, it's, you know what I mean? You play solo queue, post-game lobby is like, oh, guys, that was a hard-fought game. We lost, but, like, GG. Yeah. Like, this is when it's like, man, you deserve that. That was sick. Yeah. Mid
lane getting aggressed on, Chance finding Swiper here. Crazy following up, gets the burn skewer, but now they're just out of position as Oni and Ayla coming to the mid lane. Doesn't land the Sonic Wave, but doesn't need it. Able to jump towards the mid laner and find a very easy kill right there.
Yeah, fishing for an opportunity. Does land it, but Swiper immediately turning around. Flash commits to the play. They had the boys ready, and Chiefs cleaning up yet another kill. Raze, the entirety of this game, has been given so many resources, and he is the prototypical selfish AD carry right now. Like, the game is evolving around him. He's just been hitting turrets. He got 5 platings in the bottom side. He's been... That's crazy. He has a 40 CS lead. He goes top, their team just committed to a fight in the mid lane. They took down the Pyke, and he's just whacking away at top turret, playing between the turrets, zoning away Lux. You can see Praetor right now is walking towards mid because he's like, I cannot go top. This is
Just playing PvE.
This is an 11-minute, 2,000 gold lead in the AD carry position.
Some say Race hasn't even seen an NE champion.
Yeah, that's he's looking far and wide.
Yeah, it's looking good. Yeah, you know, like, I just keep thinking about that Riven play, man. You know, it's one of those things that you can watch 5 times and still see something new, right? And just continue to break it down as fast as you can. Like, the amount of animation cancels, like, choosing when and where to, like, animation cancel is, like, a huge thing with Riven. And, like, I looked at, like, the Aatrox rework and always thought that, like, he would be the next kind of Riven-esque champion, right? With, like, how his Q works and, like, will there be the same, like, animation canceling? There isn't, really. Not in the same way that Riven has it.
Yeah.
Because I was always dreamed of, like, you know, having 2 champions like that and then seeing who comes out on top. And I feel like Riven always has, like, the slight edge in terms of what she's able to do as, like, her ceiling. Compared to an Aatrox. I very take away from what he did, but
there's very few champions in League of Legends you can look at and that would have a high ceiling close to Riven. You think about maybe like Yasuo, probably not.
Right.
Ezreal is certainly up there as like a one-man army in terms of like single-person carry potential on a team fight. Like,
so also, you think about different things though in Ezreal, right? Like the mechanics are there, but you're thinking about like my positioning, what I'm doing here. You know, I think like it's raw mechanics when you think of Riven. Like literally, how do you push your buttons? You know, and I don't know if there's another champion that really rivals that.
Like sits in that like narrative
bracket. Yeah.
Don't think so.
Yasuo is
right
probably
now.
pretty close, actually. I think we had this conversation when Swiffer was pulled out the Yasuo. But yeah, I mean, you were just saying, this game looking very good for the Chiefs after I don't know if I caught a blunder, but like a good fight from Legacy, essentially, in the jungle, picking up a bunch of kills, evening the game back up after what we saw, you know, at the start of the game. And Chiefs was kind of regaining control from outplays. There's multiple teleports in the bottom lane, turning around. Guts is dead already. But here comes the rest of the squad right here. Throws out the ultimatum onto the Riven, but turned around, CC underneath the tower. Double kill comes in for Swiper. Triple kill for the Rumble.
Yeah, the son and father combo. TP's down. Swiper protecting the young man, kills them. Another member rotating over. That was going to be a 4 versus 2. It's not going to be the case. The Pyke is like, all right, everybody's dead. Let's back away from this one. And the last remaining outer turret, falling incredibly low. Not going to die, but they do get 99% of the platings from the outer ring, right? That's 14 minutes now ding, so this turret will die. It loses all of its resists, but yeah, this game is going from bad to worse here for Legacy.
And you just saw after that play, Swiper was just laughing, you know, like, and how can you not really, like, in a situation like that, getting kill after kill, and see how it started.
Yeah, the Cocoon really needs to land, right? There's no wave of TNs to play with, but just able to dodge that one out. TP was very quick from Swiper, you have to respect it. Aatrox, no revive or anything, didn't even get the kill, so last patch would not have been the play, and underneath the turret, it's a difficult task when the CC doesn't stick initially. They'd already committed the TP, uncancelable now in 2019, so Legacy fight off way more than they can chew, get punished time and again here, and
First Life is Death Dance.
it's roughy.
It is indeed, yeah. I also like the opening there from Tien. So you can cancel ult animation using E, and then you can cancel E animation using Q. So you basically just R, E,
Get
Q.
them all.
Yeah. And that's your immediate initiate into damage combo.
Okay. 3 members. Didn't work last time. Tien is waiting in the wings. Charged up the Q, but Chaz not going to step too far forward, so he's just going to be able to clear that wave out. And now it really becomes like, how can Legacy look to stall this game out? It is difficult, right? This is a Riven Nautilus comp, and Chiefs are probably the most proactive team in the OPL, so it's definitely an uphill battle.
It's like asking how do you stop an avalanche.
Yeah. The saving grace, or probably not the saving grace, the tiniest silver lining is that it is this early in the game, right? Chiefs can't just walk at Baron, look to break the inner ring and snowball the map out. There's probably going to be a lull for the next couple of minutes as they do push their numbers around. They have a lot of time to catch their waves in the side lanes because Legacy will struggle to push them super far past the river. But until Big Purple Worm is available, things do probably get easier somewhat here. Maybe not for Chaz, though.
Catches him on Q3, only kicking into the wall. Execute combo. Tien backing away from the tower, only there with the tank. Too easy. Paprise teleports into the top side, and another kill to the Chiefs.
And they lose the TP, right? Legacy committing to the play. They're trying to save their mid laner, but Unfortunately, they lose the kill and they lose the teleport resource. So Chiefs, once again, walking away with everything. This CS lead is like the thing you check back on in the bottom lane, like the Lux over the Lucian. Raze has just been sitting there, 1 kill part in 9 of his team, and it's not like you look at that normally and it's like, wow, man, like you were just unimpactful. Like, he hasn't needed to do anything. He played very well at the start of this one. They set up the lane, they look for that dive, and then it's just reaping the rewards. 3,000 now gold over his lane opponent. That's almost Pyke's worth.
Yeah. Pretty crazy. I will say, though, at the same time, like, you know, only 700 gold advantage to the Riven, right? Like,
yeah,
303, you know, like, we've seen so many plays from the Riven, but it's actually not been picking up a lot of the gold. A lot of the gold has been coming in from, like, you know, CS. You look towards Raze, you know, who's just been literally soaking up CS.
And I think it's because of, like, where the fights are happening. You think of all of Tien's plays this game, he's getting dove underneath his turret. He's not killing people and then pushing a wave, taking a turret and building that pressure. He's really making it happen on, like, the wrong side of the map. Right? Like, normally it's, like, top laners sit in that situation, like, hey, guys, we're going to play bot side. Like, Swiper up there, they're just yelling from, like, down the canyon, like, just don't die. It's okay. Like, lose your turret. It's fine. And Tien's like, nah, bro. Like, I just killed him. It's fine. And, so it's been against the flow, and it is really what has exploded this one now. What's that, a 7,500 gold lead here for the Chiefs? 3 members round number 2. Tien actually goes in for it.
This is a 1 versus 3. He only knows that now as the Pyke exits the brush. Has the Q on all targets, throws out the Wind Slash. Repel goes up. Tien with the Valor turns around, finds Guts looking for the turnaround. 1 second left on W. Finds the stun, turnaround, gets the double. Looking towards Chaz. Has the Q back, follows through Q3, looking for the auto attack. And a 1 versus 3 gets 2 kills.
Yeah, he didn't get the dream, but that's disaster time again for Legacy. He dodged out of the Pyke ulti, 1 CC landed, but now with the Death Dance, there's just nothing you can do in the side lane. Now Chiefs on the other side of the map, Q lands.
Kick into Q. Oh man. I used to rewatch this game like 10 times over.
This
so cool to watch.
And I mean, it's not groundbreaking for me to say this, but this must be just the most fun the Chiefs have ever had on stage. Right? Like, even like Tien, right? You take like how many games all of these players have played.
Sure.
Raze, Claire not on this matchup here, only Swiper. They've played countless, but Tien, very fresh to the league, young blood, and this is yucky. This is not the good. So he gets hit by the hook shot there. Pyke does land, but now everything has been used. The damage just hasn't stuck. Remember, the Death Dance is meaning that all of that damage does get delayed a little bit somewhat there. Dodges out from Pyke ulti. 1 member goes down. You saw the disappointment on Tien's face as he wasn't able to clean up the 3rd kill, but look, 3 people walk to your direction and then 1 of them leaves,
escapes,
limping away. It's probably a good time to be a Riven.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was kicking himself because like the way he readjusted was to jump behind the target. Like he could have readjusted to be in front of the target and basically body block and then follow through with auto attacks, and that would have been the kill, right? So it's like the smallest error possible. But mid lane, find the Q, find the kill onto Pradiff. Crazy also getting caught out right here. Guts looks at the play and says, nope, I'm just going to walk into my tower right here and look for the defense as the minion wave is coming in now. Another kill over the Chiefs just from rotation. Only just saying hello.
God, he's cool. That's a cool Lee Sin play. Yep. Trying to bait out an ability.
Fake out.
Yeah. Can they break the base pre-Baron? Praetor's still 10 seconds away. Hook being fished for. Now that's one big form of CC down, but that one connects.
Oh, flash into W from Tien. Initial kill onto the Camille. And Guts limping away with the rest of his team. Only 3 members remaining. And, you know, like, they could take this inhibitor and back away, look towards Baron, you know, look towards the rest of the base, but, like, there's a world where they just keep pushing.
If they had a few more buttons, like, if North ulti is still down, they're just still up, they're just like, yeah, man, let's push onwards, but Baron looks to be the play. 2 members dead for at least another 15 seconds, one of them having TP, so...
And this has got to be it here for Legacy, you know, like, they either steal or die, and that's what we're looking at. Guts is heading up here with Pyke, don't have the vision to just charge on through without it being a potential trap, but... We've got to get past Gatekeeper Riven.
Oh, Cocoon missed.
Who is currently chasing down the jungler Crazy, blocking off the right-hand side. But yeah, this Riven pretty much by herself is stopping the whole team from approaching. Baron's taken Chiefs. 21 minutes here in a very good position, one might say. 14,000 gold advantage.
Understatement of the century. 20 minutes.
That's what I'm here for.
That is 14k. 5 members Baron buff. It's not even like a team fight. Scrappy. They limp away and they get the reset after the Baron. It's everything that they could possibly want. Flashes are down on the Riven, so in terms of a game-ending
we've got
push,
that going for us. That's
yeah,
nice.
like this could just be.
He's not gonna
and
flash on
you
us
would
and
expect the
one-shot us.
game-ending push, but it's like, yeah, silver lining. Maybe we're not going to get the 4-man flash knock-up stun ulti from the Riven, but yeah, who knows? You can see laughs coming out of Tien right now. This is definitely a goodie.
Yeah, there's an instant combo you can do, which is E, Q3, and W, which is like the Q and the W overlap each other, so you can get the CC overlap, but you get the damage overlap, and you do that when you're like super far ahead from Riven, and just one-shot everyone around you. Yeah, we need more combo-based champions in this game, man.
You're definitely
It's
an
like-
FGC fan.
It is an FGC
yeah.
character, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Only found the right bush, but didn't find the Q.
Somebody just TP'd.
Raze is probably gonna almost one-shot Guts with culling through minions.
Okay.
Equalizer.
Ooh, not quite.
Good sidestep from Guts.
I didn't see where Praetor TP'd from, but he TP'd to his bot lane in Hib turret. So must have got caught out somewhere, and TP was the only escape. That's going to be the base broken in now 3 places. Is the fight going to be in the bottom side?
Ayla initiates, he's low, goes into the stopwatch. Swiper caught out as well. He goes into his own stopwatch. Half-Rice getting chunked down. Laser gets a return kill. Praetor finds one, but the rest of the team sweeping up this fight. Triple kill over to the Riven. And that's pretty much going to be it, folks. 23 minutes, and Chiefs looking for this win right here. Guts throwing out cocoons. Praetor knocked away only, kicked him out of his own fountain so his team could kill him. Finds the hog. Ayla, this is just rude. Chiefs, 23 minutes. Every game today has ended before 30 minutes.
And coming into this one, it's like we saw 2 very dominant victories, as you're alluding to. Can Chiefs one-up it?
Yes,
Well,
they can.
the answer
We've had
is yes.
25 minutes, 29 minutes, and now what was that, 23?
Yes, close. 23. That
Welcome
is-
to League of Legends Done Quick 2019.
Mhm.
I'm your host, Paul. I'm here with Ejim. I've got some cool games coming up tonight, and they're over. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, sorry guys, you missed it.
You missed it.
But yeah, literally blink and you miss it was that game, right? Like that was a fun stomp. Genuinely, like a lot of stomps is just like, oh man, like they screwed one thing up, and it's like, yeah, they just slowly bled them out. But you know what I mean? Legacy's composition, when it came down to the wire, like they have the Elise, they have the Pike. You saw it in Champions Select. They want to open things up and they want to make things happen. So once they fall behind, their fallback is, all right, we have to kill the Riven, I guess. Like that's the shutdown gold. Like that's potentially the most reliable way back in. We need to pick someone. If he's the one guy that's being left alone underneath his turret, then he's our only option.
Yep.
But then Tien is just that, like, yeah, that is actually one of the nuttiest games we've seen, probably internationally, from like a rookie coming into like his one of his premier splits here.
For sure. I mean, the fact that like he's given a chance as well to bring out, like as Volt was saying, his one-trick champion from solo queue, you know?
Yeah.
He's been practicing as champion for like a season and a half. Like, yeah, you just don't really get those opportunities, and when you do, like, you see games like that, and those are moments, you know, like. Speaking from like a caster's perspective, not a player perspective, but that's something that like you will remember as a player, right? Like, and people will remember of you. You know, people will bring up those moments.
Yeah, 1,000,000%. That is like career-defining game. Like to start off on that sort of stuff is just absolutely nuts, right? And you can speak to like the other members of the Chiefs as well. Like that was a very cohesive effort. You can't just end a game that quickly without all the other pieces, but it was just like opening things up. They were playing the playbook. I mentioned multiple times. Raze was like 3,000-4,000 ahead. We didn't take a look at like the gold lead in the AD carry position at the end of that one. And he didn't need to do anything, right? He culled on Elise almost from full HP, and that was the extent of like, this is what I've done for the last 20 minutes of the game. The first 3 was setting up a dive, and then Tien outplays topside. The entire game is just blown wide open, and that was a victory. Yeah.
Yes, it was a victory. Well, we'll get to hear from the man himself, so head over to the player interview.
Dude, you even human?
I like to believe that I am, yes.
Well, we'll leave it up to Twitch chat to answer that question. Congratulations. I mean, we've just seen dominant game after dominant game tonight, but we have not seen a game with the kind of plays that you brought out. And as you heard the guy saying, like, career-defining, what you'll be remembered for, way to make your mark. Haven't seen a rookie, even internationally this split, sort of like make an entrance the way that you have. most people would be intimidated stepping into those swiper-sized shoes. But you have obviously seen this as an opportunity to define yourself.
Right, so that game, I think I felt a lot more in my space, especially because obviously there were 2 top laners in that game. So Swiper basically knew everything that I was thinking in the moment. And like he basically reassured me that I could go for those plays, in which normally I'd be second guessing myself. So I definitely think I played like how I usually would today, like how I'd perform in scrims, like on stage, because of like how much confidence Swiper gave me like on stage when I got to play with him.
And how is that sort of confidence? How are you finding that throughout the like scrimming and practice and that sort of thing? Are you seeing that support from not only Swiper but the team to be able to really shepherd you into this role moving forward?
Yes, I think all the boys on the team are really supportive. So like even when you have like rough games, of course everyone has rough games, they like kind of pull you back. And I think our team in general is very close. So like we can talk about a lot of things. So that's what makes our team good, I guess.
I'm worried about how humble you are because you seem very nice. Mr. Unlucky O says this feels like the days when Chiefs decided to give Ryoma his shot. Do you think that you could, like, can we develop some sort of ego on you? Like, could we get you like a cool nickname, maybe an outfit? Like, just so that it really, like, every time you come in here, you swagger in, maybe you punch Rusty.
I don't know if I'd have a separate like persona, I guess, since like DOS is known or Swiper is known as like the blue sword.
Yep.
Maybe just call me like the red demon or something. Like
The Red Demon! There it is! That's even cooler than the blue sword. The Red Demon holds the blue sword. Look, mate.
I don't know, man.
That is an unbelievable game. I'm going to finish this off. We've asked the other players. In a Hunger Games scenario,
Yeah.
on the Chiefs,
Yes.
who wins?
It'd probably be Swiper for sure. He's kind of a health fanatic at home. When anyone gets like fast food at home, he always just like looks at us with disgust, and he's like always like he's probably the most fit person in our house. He's like buff, so
Yeah, right.
he'd know his way around, and like he'd probably be able. He's probably the only one in the house that could probably hunt an animal, or like in the Hunger Games. I don't know, man. In the Hunger Games. In the Hunger Games, you can like.
It's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
You gotta-
Man is the most dangerous game of all. I mean, that's who you're hunting. But I gotta say, out of everyone in the building tonight, you have certainly proven yourself to be the one who most of us should fear. You put up an incredible game. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
The Red Demon, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back after this.
Both Douglas just kind of hovering around top side, but Ayla actually getting caught out on the top side of the map. Found himself here, half health, but looking to turn this one around with Swiper. Has buff from the passive and only turning around, but Chaz will get the kill right there. Now Swiper kind of caught in the middle of everybody, and that will be a double kill coming out for the Camille. Looking for the third right here, jumps away, Chaz escaping. Crazy over the wall, following down, not a shutdown.
Ayla with boots got to his jungle. It's a weird one. This is
Tien with ultimate wind slash, so he's going to take him out now in a 1v1 Paprise. That's Q used. Tien getting his cooldowns back. One more on the broken wings. Tien has Valor. Yeah, we'll turn around with the tower right here. Dive, dodges out Q3, turns around, gets the stun. And Tien with a one. Chiefs is kind of regaining control from outplays. There's multiple teleports in the bottom lane, turning around. Guts is dead already. But here comes the rest of the squad right here. Throws out the ultimatum onto the Riven, but turned around, CC underneath the tap.
the Chiefs. 3 members round number 2. Tien actually goes in for it.
This is a 1 versus 3. He only knows that now as the Pike exits the brush. Has the Q on all targets, throws out the wind slash. Repel goes up. Tien with the Valor turns around, finds
one.
Guts, looking for the turnaround. 1 second left on
No
W.
way.
Finds the stun,
No
turns around, gets
way.
the double. Looking towards Chaz, has the Q back, follows through Q3, looking for the auto attack.
Oh.
And up.
Is the fight going to be in the bottom side?
Ayla initiates, he's low, goes into the stopwatch. Swiper caught out as well. He goes into his own stopwatch. Paprise getting chunked down. Laser gets a return kill. Praetor finds one, but the rest of the team sweeping up this fight. Triple kill over to the Riven. And that's pretty much going to be it, folks. 23 minutes, and Chiefs looking for this win right here. Guts throwing out cocoons. Pradiv knocked away only, kicked him out of his own fountain so his team could kill him. Finds the hog. Ayla, this is just rude. Chiefs, 23 minutes. Every game today has ended before 30 minutes.
You gave me this when we were just 16 years old.